fellow sports fans, kind of.
I think mahjong counts as a sport. You can't convince me otherwise.
But I put a L in it.
Uh,
Anyway,
oh, okay.
I keep wanting to say that like every time I think about doing stream, even though it's not really exactly correct anymore. Anyway.
Listen, welcome, one and all, young and
Oh,
old.
by the way, can somebody who has access to the spreadsheet change the control panel to table 4? It's still on the one from earlier. This is true, Pep. Very true. Players can get exploded. Anyway, the results screen does not currently show it, but our players tonight are Cozzy of the... what team is he even on? Of the Locked-ins. Molly of the Heaven Angles. Our team. We are going to be obviously biased.
We're
yes.
We're perfectly objective. I don't, like it. No slant at all. Unbiased coverage from us today.
We got Fish of the Villas. Molly and Fish are on rival teams, although probably more pertinent rivals for the Angles at the moment are the Limbo Buckets, which WERM is representing today, currently very far in the lead, especially after the Angles' first 2 games of this week, which we don't have to talk about.
Well, yeah. If it shows anything, it shows that leads at this stage in the tournament are very volatile. That lead for the Buckets could double, or it could melt away like ice cream in the sun. It'll be interesting to see. A little point of order for a little biographical information, I guess, for 2 of our players today. Did you know that Molly and Cozzy have something in common?
They're so sick with it.
They're so sick with it, and by it I mean illness. They're trooping through. They're trooping through a little bit of sickness. So can we just give them a very compassionate and a very compassionate get well soon, but get well sooner, Molly, because just because they're out of the sweetness of my heart and not because of any team bias. The match begins in 5 seconds.
Oh, does it?
Yes.
Okay, I will move it over as soon as the load screen starts. Okay, here we go. Let's go, Molly. Cozzy can die for all I care. That's a joke. We're friends.
Wow. Okay. Let's have a look at these. Let's take a look at these hands. Molly, wow, getting a lucky hand out of the gate here. Look at that closed triplet of Seat Wind. The red 5 can accept the red 5. And then let's take a. Oh my goodness, Molly can already reach. It would be on a bad weight. It would be for the pin. But if it's the second discard of the round, you might as well. And she will.
Might as well take it.
Let's see where these.
That's at least a 3 Han hand, I believe. Ricci, Seat Wind, red 5.
Let's see.
Decent strong start.
WERM drawing a dangerous tile, but they elect to keep it. That is the risk of calling Ricci on a single middle tile. But it won't matter because Molly will draw the tile she needs. What a just an incredibly fortunate hand right off the jump. 4 Han, that with the sumo, that's a Mongon right away. Only jumps into the lead.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to ask, is audio good? I can adjust levels. I tried adjusting them after last stream, but I have not checked them. So please, chat, let me know. Or I guess let Emma know, because I'm not looking at chat.
Pax says turn music down.
Okay, I'll do that again. I turned it a little bit up, but it can be quieter. Is that better?
Fish is our dealer right now. Her hand looking pretty good so far. Got enough blocks. We'll very soon have enough blocks. Molly with a pair of white dragons, but her hand is otherwise. Actually, it's got 2 Dora. Could turn into something big if not something fast. Cozzy's hand kind of out there right now. Lots of terminals. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Going for 13 orphans, I suppose, and WERM.
Really?
With the pair of east winds and just good blocks. So I would be surprised if Cozzy actually gets 13 orphans. Turning down the 9 terminal initial draw is an interesting choice, but if you did get the Yakuman, that would certainly put you in the lead.
Hang on, did Molly not take that white dragon pawn a turn ago, or?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think Molly may have disconnected at an inopportune time. Yeah, would you look at that? That's unfortunate, but yeah, Molly, a newer player, might not be able to cope with the time pressure given by the timer running down. Let's hopefully she will be able to recover. Cozzy is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 orphans still, and
has 2 pairs.
Unbeknownst to them, a good number of those are kind of locked up in Molly's hand. That is the pair of white dragons locked up in Molly's hand.
Yeah, there's one more floating around somewhere, but if Cozzy doesn't draw it, Molly will want it.
Molly.
Now, Fish could do something really funny. They can't do. Oh no. Sorry, I was thinking of some way for her to do Junchan, but I don't think taking that pawn would have helped. Close though. She's very close.
Molly could very well go for 7 pairs here. She is up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs, which means she is in 1 away from 7 pairs 10 pie, and potentially with a very tricky wait for the red dragon.
Yeah, that's a.
She will ditch that one.
That's a decent pivot away from getting that white dragon Yakuhai.
Meanwhile, Cozzy not making much progress towards that 13 orphans.
I can't believe he's really trying.
Going Dama though. Let's see, those east winds. Cozzy will not be rushing to ditch, and the pair and the 4 and the 4 so is a dead. Oh my goodness, no. Yeah.
He had 2 pairs.
WERM turns down calling Ron.
Huh. Yeah, that should have a Yaku. With the east.
No, yeah, that would have been they very well could have called Ron on that, but they don't. Why would they not? They might be perhaps for a better weight, but I can't. It's just kind of confusing to me.
Yeah, a lot of puzzling calls this game. Cozzy getting very close.
They still won't call Ricci. They still will not call Ricci. They still will not declare Ricci. That would be a very good weight if they had ditched one of the 4s and gone for the 8, but I don't. We'll see whether they must be planning something. We'll see whether it pans out for them.
Fishy also Damaing for the moment for some reason. Takes a worse weight to try and get that red 5, but I'm not sure if she's gonna have Yaku if somebody else puts down the discard, because this isn't all Simple's hand, because it's got a 1 in it. What is
Molly, I
going
think
on?
Molly's just going. I think Molly might be like trying for an emergency tenpai as the hand draws to a close here. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Suffice it to say, I don't I there this has been a terribly strange.
Cozzy pivoting away from 13 Orphans, confusingly?
I mean, it's not going to happen. I think once again, this is like emergency tenpai as we get to sort of that stage of the game.
He's pretty far
Yeah.
away from Senpai, though. Well,
Just kind of, well, just I can't say that I understand some of the moves that I saw in this game, but well, we will see. Fish since they end the hand at tenpai, gets to remain the dealer. We stay in East round 2, and Fish with a pretty well, kind of a strange hand. Got 4 pairs now, drawing the two of characters. Molly has a very strong hand actually. Could develop quite quickly. Cozzy, yeah, this hand is okay. They've got they could go for Pinfu here, and Worm with a sort of generically okay hand, like got a pair, got closed weight, and they do draw into completing a run with that double closed weight. So just going to be a close game. Lots of potential to develop quickly for all the players here.
I keep wanting Fish to go for Junchan, but it's not gonna happen. It shouldn't happen, is the thing.
It shouldn't happen.
It would probably be bad.
Fish should not go for Junchan, but if the opportunity presents itself, I doubt that she would turn it down necessarily.
Well, that's 4 pairs now. Take that pair.
Fish is definitely
Fish set a proto
is
run.
thinking that one through. Meanwhile, Molly's hand developing in a very exciting direction. Although, if this hand to get into tenpai sort of through the fastest route possible through that, it would be Riichi on an edge weight. Yeah, with the 1-2. Yeah, Molly electing not to go for that one, although potentially putting herself into free 10 with the when ditching the 7. We will see whether that comes back to bite her. Let's a little bit. Let's look at Cozzy calls pawn on the triplet of white dragons, inching closer to what looks to be a pretty low value tenpai, but tenpai is tenpai. Tenpai is tenpai. If Cozzy does build a winning hand, they could call. Ooh, Molly here. Yeah, Molly drawing the tile that she needs, but since she ditched the 7, this is free 10-10. This is free 10 Riichi, which means that she will not be able to win off of a dropped 4 set 1, 4, or 7. Fortunately, this is but unfortunately, a lot of these tiles have already been dropped. So
yeah, she could draw 1 of the 1 mon or 2 of the 4 and 1 of the 7. So that's 4 potential tiles to sumo on. Meanwhile, Fish in 5 pairs. Chitoi alert.
Yeah, would you? Yeah, look at that. That 7 mon getting dropped by Worm. Molly does not declare off of that one because of free 10. Just unfortunate for her. Worm, meanwhile, declaring Riichi, potentially learning from the mistakes of the past. It's another double closed weight on a Riichi no Mi hand. Although, no, not Riichi no Mi. This is all simple. So this is 2 Han, with potential for additional Han. Unfortunate to see all these tiles that Molly would have otherwise been able to declare Ron on had she not ditched the 7 mon herself. And into Worm's hand. Let's see whether they get lucky with Uradora. No Uradora, but you know, Tuhan is not nothing, and it advances the round. Worm solidifying second place after that last round.
Molly starting out with what looks like a decent hand. Probably not going to make anything of that east, but otherwise, might already have potentially. No, that might just be like 4 blocks or something. We'll see. It'll probably develop well.
Look at this hand from Worm. Look at that.
Ooh.
They've got a pair of Dora. They've got Yakuhai. They've got a red 5. It could develop very quickly, and they do draw into. Oh, they draw a pair of green of the three of bamboo, but they ditch it, and that's interesting. We'll see whether that pays off. Fish, meanwhile, has a very, very strong looking hand, although potentially a little bit awkward with the double pair weight. Potentially a little bit awkward because they might end up in the double pair weight with the 7 of bamboo and the pair of west winds. But even that is not so bad because the west winds, the sort of valueless honor, people may ditch thinking it's safe. So just a good fish, definitely with the hand advantage so far.
Molly getting closer to something. Got some closed weights in there still.
If Molly wanted to be sort of aggressive, she could go for all simples.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, she could call pawn off of, for example, if Cozzy decides to ditch this 6 of circles, although I don't think that they will. No, they won't. But, you know, with the right discards, it could develop decently quickly. It's just, you know, with all simples, it's hard to rely on people ditching, you know, simple tiles because they're so good. They integrate so well into people's hands. Worm picking up the red 5 bamboo does not hold on to that one.
No, they've been ditching so many so tiles. No acceptance for that.
Only now drawing into a triplet of 4s, thinking very hard about what to do next. Yeah, that I think that I agree with this move. This she ditches the sort of middle. She ditches the 6 of characters.
Ditches the bulging shape.
Good defensive move, especially considering that she doesn't really want the bulging shape going forward.
Oh, Fishy drawing fish. I keep calling her Fishy. Drawing the triplet of West and discarding it. I guess probably attempting to go for Pinfu. Also ditching that 7, so not sure if it's just for aesthetic reasons or what.
I couldn't say perfectly. I suppose that the 7 so is not the most dangerous tile out there, but it is a fairly risky tile. Oh, and Molly enters Tenpai on a good weight with the 2-5, waiting for the 2 and 5 of circles.
Nice.
Thinking very hard to declare Ricci though.
Worm still holding on to a couple singleton honors. We'll see what happens. Oh, I was gonna say they might be going for Chitoy, but definitely not happening.
Fishy declaring Ricci, not Fishy, Fish. Come on.
We're both
Fish declaring Ricci on an even better weight, the 6 and 9. Although people more experienced players. Ooh, I was gonna say more experienced players may agree to discard it because of its proximity to the Dora, but Cozzy entering Tenpai, but ditching, but dealing in. That is rough in a game that has already been rough for them. Fishy climbing into second place, very, very close to the lead with 100 points. How about you take it away as we look at these opening hands?
Okay, let's see what Cozzy's got. Well, 1, 2, 4. That's always a little awkward, but 7, 8 proto run. Ditching the 4. Might as well, I suppose. Got a proto run and a Parent Peen and edge weight. Yeah, not the best hand ever. Let's see. Worm's got a 4, 4, 5, so and a complete run in Peen. Decent start, but a lot of singleton honors. They're gonna have to figure out how to get rid of. Fish starting with 2 Dora, 2 green dragons, and an overall total of 4 pairs. Might decide to try and Cheetoy that. Molly starting with a pair of South Winds, which is not Yakuhai yet, but she could potentially also has 4 pairs, could potentially also go for Cheetoy.
This is smelling kind of like this is smelling very much like a, well, she's got the triplet of Northwinds now.
Oh yeah, Seatwind.
That's Yakuhai. And this is smelling kind of like an all triplets.
Toy?
People feel, the two of bamboo is not a bad tile for people to discard. The South Winds are valueless. I think that's Molly turning down 10 pipe, if I had to guess what she's thinking, she might be thinking that. Not a bad move, I would say. There is something to be said for building for value, and I think that's the direction he's trying to go in right now.
Cozzy has a completed pure double sequence, could potentially go for pure double and mixed triple, which would be very funny. Something I tried to do the other day and failed at.
Oh boy, well, it's that's the thing about going for fun and cool hands, is that in Mahjong is not a game about having fun, it's a game about being Oh boy, on that note, Worm turning down the chance to claim that triplet of the East Winds, potentially could go for, well, I mean, it wouldn't be Pinfu because of the pair of value honors, that is to say the East Wind, but it's, yeah, I wonder if it might be an overcorrection to seeing that it is the East round. Hard to say.
Very confusing. I'm not sure why they turned down that 5 peen. Could have gone for a 3, 4, 5 and a 5, 6 proto run. Definitely could ditch that 7 mon. It's not doing anything.
Molly drawing into that triplet South Winds. You know what? Like, would I, if I were her, Cozzy entering Tenpai with a potentially
but turning down Ricci again.
Yeah. Turning down
Ricci. All these
Damas. To be fair, Dama 10 can be worth it if you think that your hand is just big enough on its own, and if it's a bad weight. But this is not a bad weight. This is a very.
He could now reaching for 7 pairs.
7 pairs. Interesting.
Slightly worse weight.
Slightly worse weight, maybe even less value. That's. I don't know if I would agree. It does work out for Cozzy. They wouldn't have the they don't get the Ipeco.
Pure double. Yeah.
Although, no. Yeah. And that would have been, no, it wouldn't have been a no, I think this was probably the right move. They seven pairs is at least, one more Han than just, Ricci, right? Well, then 7 Han is one more Han than Ipeco. So, I think this move makes sense. A little bit lucky to get the Ron immediately so soon after, but
well, it wasn't an Ipatsu, but you're lucky to get any Tanki.
For sure, absolutely.
Worm's hand looking pretty good. Not quite sure what to do with that Dora West. Right now, those are in 3 different people's hands, so probably none of them are gonna get it. But other than that, got 2 pairs and a run in the so, and a closed weight in peen, and a double closed weight shape in mon. Definitely could develop pretty fast depending on what they draw.
Molly, they has a very nice looking hand. They have the 5/6 ends. They have the 5/6 of characters, the 3/4 of circles. Both good proto runs. Then they have the semi sideweight shape in the 6/6, 7/8, and then a completed run. So this hand is 2 away from Tenpai, 2 away from ready, and looking to potentially be a very good weight as well. Just getting fortunate to draw into such a fast hand so early.
Cozzy, getting somewhere, not the fastest hand in the world, which is not what you want exactly as dealer. Couple too many terminals to quickly go for all simples. Getting decently close though. I would have ditched the red though.
I would have ditched. Yeah, that's true. I would have gotten rid of the red dragon, and if not that, if Cozzy wanted to keep, for example, a good defensive tile, then I probably would have gotten rid of the 2 of circles over the 3 of circles, just because right now they're cruising at best, I would say, for a double closed weight, and at worst for an edge weight on the 7. Oh well, would you look at that? They prove me wrong, and they go for and they get another 8 of bamboo. A potentially a little bit lucky for them. They could go for Toy if they wanted to.
Probably doesn't want to though, because he's already got a complete run. Oh, that 1 draw, somewhat unlucky. Already ditched the 3, so doesn't have a complete run. If he hadn't, he would be in Tenpai for Shampoo right now.
Tenpai though. Moli in Tenpai. That's a double pair. That's a weight for the.
Oh yeah, pure double sequence chance.
Yeah, and can accept the red 5 as well. This is looking like a good situation for Moli, because you have that free red 5 in Worm's hand. If he draws like an 8, a 9 of, I don't think Worm deals in here. This is probably bad for Moli on balance. Yeah, absolutely it is. Although, now that 7/8 is kind of awkward. If they want to enter Tenpai, they're going to have to get rid of either the 8 or the 7. And then if I was Worm and looking for a good weight in Tenpai, I'd ditch the 8.
Cozzy now ditching that completed Mon run, and with 5 pairs, potentially going for Chitoy again.
Worm, bad situation. Oh my goodness, and they avoid dealing in. That's unlucky for Moli, who then deals in herself to Fish's hand. So unfortunate.
No.
That it's at least good that she didn't deal into a big hand. She's holding on to a very respectable 2nd place right now, and very much within striking distance of Fish, who's in 1st. But just unfortunate, just kind of a little bit unfortunate to see that hand not go Molly's way, especially in Ricci for so long. How about you give us a look at these people's hands?
Worm's got some closed and edge weights going on, but not the best starting hand. Finishing that sequence though, Fish got a good shape going on in the so, could potentially push for Itsu, but probably not looking to do so. Just got a couple random floating peen at the moment, but she'll figure out what to do with that. Moli starting out decent. Yeah, 1, 4, 5, 5, 7, 8. Cozzy, starting with 2 of the East, but it is no longer the East round. So that's unfortunate. Also has 3 pairs. Could potentially attempt to go for Chitoy. Again, it's at least good that he knows some Yaku now. I watched his matches last week. He went into no Yaku Tenpai quite a few times. Appears to be attempting to rectify that this time.
Yeah, well, that's part of the fun of watching these new players sort of learn and grow, expanding their knowledge, employing higher and higher level strategy. That's part of the fun of this. That's part of the thing. That's one of the things that I love the most about Takoyaku time here on the Slam and Cup is just watching these players develop as players.
Yeah, it's been interesting watching. I still need to finish, but I've been watching the old Takoyaku 1 VODs on YouTube and seeing people make some wild plays who I know are very good now. That was a whole year ago.
That was when I got into Mahjong.
Nice. Worm ditching that pair of 7 so. Bit unfortunate.
Molly,
still needs to figure out what to do with those honors.
Molly's hand once again looking good. This sort of 4-5 with this sort of 4-5-5-5 shape is very good for tile acceptance. It's a 3-sided weight. Although only two of the tiles that it can accept qualify you for Pinfu. It's a little bit of a complex hand, though. We'll see whether Molly can successfully interpret the right way forward. Ooh, that's interesting. They draw the 1 of bamboo. To ditch that random float, they're going to ditch the 4. I think I can agree with that.
Yeah, very, very close to Tenpai. Probably going to have to ditch one of those triplets and cut it down to a pair, if I had to guess.
Fair, yeah. With that in mind, maybe I would go for a slightly different approach, but I at least understand the reasoning there, and it does enter Tenpai. Drawing the 9 of characters, going to have to make some decisions as to which tile to discard to enter Tenpai. They're gonna ditch that one. They're gonna ditch that 1 of bamboo and enters the side weight on the 4 and 7.
Worm did finally draw to complete one of those closed weights in the peen. It was kind of funny. They drew the 5 peen earlier and did not elect to keep it, but had 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. That's bad luck. Oh, but finishing another closed weight in the peen. Still holding on to that East.
Molly's weight is potentially slightly doomed. Look at Fish's hand. They have the 2-4 of bamboo highlighted in red. Probably not going to be too thrilled to ditch those. Fish is an experienced player, knows how to play defense. Worm enters Tenpai for the same weight, has a nice little Pinfu hand.
Well, not quite the same weight. Waiting on the 4 still, but this one waits on the 1.
Weight,
yeah. Although the only 1 so left that can come out is the 1 in Fish's hand, probably not showing up. So really, the only hope for both of them is that 1 missing 4 so that is somewhere. Could be in the dead wall, though.
Cozzy
very close. Yeah, very close to the end of the round. Probably going to go to exhaustive.
And there it is. That's exhaustive draw. Fish. Wow, that's this is going to hurt. Well, it's not enough to take Fish out of first place, but it is enough to drain their points to the point where they cannot win if the game were to end. If the game were to proceed to South 4 in this stage.
Wow, Worm starting with a pair of White Dragon, which is an easy Yakuhai, and 2 Dora North, which is not Yakuhai, but if he pawns that, can then wait on getting the white dragon, and very, very quick, very expensive hand. Well, relatively expensive for an open.
Mm-hmm.
Cozzy's starting very close to Tempai here. Just looking to finish the 2-3 Peen and the 1-2 Mon proto runs, and other than that, I guess that's Ishanten.
I think honestly, Cozzy is more likely to either to sort of activate this pure straight looking thing in the bamboo tiles. Look at that. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could potentially, if I were Cozzy, I'd ditch the edge weight if the opportunity presented itself and just go for like pure straight, close pure straight, hopeful, close pure straight.
Yeah, Worm taking that North Dora and gambling on the white dragon being dropped at some point.
Ooh, but
dropping
these sort of fortunate hands, getting beaten out by Fish, entering Tenpai on a that's a Beanpoo hand. Very good weight. That's very good weight. Very good hand has done this early in the round. But Molly,
we're making. Oh,
Cozzy drawing a dangerous tile, and they discard it, dealing into Fish, who extends her lead with a great value Mon God, that is to say.
I was gonna say, we're making a bit of a weird play, pawning the 4, no longer having a pair, technically in Tenpai, but with the white dragon as their pair, they have no Yaku. Not the greatest way to enter Tenpai. Well, not.
Well, this is one of these things that play. No Yaku Tenpai is one of the sort of cardinal signs of a beginner to Mahjong, and everyone does it.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through this stage.
Button shiny.
Verb kind of losing his mind a little bit in the chat. Well, it's the frustration is the frustration can definitely be real. Watching new players. Worm once again entering what I believe is no Yaku Tenpai. Yeah, that East Wind is not Wind anymore. Worm is not new. Well, potentially still kicking off some of the rust. Then let's have a look at these other hands that are not yet.
Cozzy entering Tenpai? No?
Very, very close to it though. Holding on to that singleton red dragon, potentially.
Wait, but couldn't he have ditched the red dragon and then been waiting on the 6-9? Am I just reading this wrong because it's upside down?
No. Well, let me see. Yeah, they could have done that. Why didn't they?
Opening the hand now. Oh no.
Well, we've got Worm actively in no Yaku Tenpai and Cozzy cruising for no Yaku Tenpai. You gotta.
Oh, actually, Cozzy now in Tenpai with a pure straight. Although taking the earlier Richi may have been better value. Pure straight is only one Han when open.
It feels like it. I remember sort of being in this learning stage and going. Oh well, pure straight. That's good, right? That should be a lot. Oh, unfortunate. Molly, maybe not reading the shape quite right in her hand. Very, very clearly going for 7 pairs, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs.
Could also be doing all symbols.
5 pairs. 5 pairs in her hand, probably going for 7 pairs, but potentially could have had the Dora tile pivoted for Pinfu or some such. But we will see. 2 players in Noyaku, and 2 players Worm, not 2 players in Noyaku. Worm is in Noyaku Tenpai, but Cozzy, with a small but not with a small hand, but one that it's something. It will advance the round, although potentially not too fit because it's South 2, and they're pretty deeply in 4th at this point.
Yeah, although he does still have his South dealer round left. We'll see if he is able to make any use of that.
Look at this hand from Molly. They've got she has the she has the pair of South Winds, the pair of White Dragons, and the rest of these tiles are amazing. Just having the 2 Yakuhai allows her to go for that aggressive strategy, aggressive pace of play, making a lot of calls.
Yeah, which is good because she's dealer and wants to stay that way, so that maybe she can crawl up to first. Unfortunately, not going for big 3 dragons, we've determined.
Mm-hmm.
Got some closed weights in there and an edge weight, but definitely could turn around pretty fast. We shall see. Oh, but Cozzy holding on to that south. That's a 2 Han for him if he gets it, but unbeknownst to him, he definitely won't.
Huh. Molly ditching the South Wind.
Huh.
We'll see if that works out. Yeah.
Let's see. Worm's got a lot of so on him at the moment. Still holding on to some of those singleton honors. Could potentially be going for a bit of a half flush.
Yeah, that's my thought.
And Fish with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Mon, and 2 more proto runs and a pair. Technically Ishanten, I believe. Not for the best hand ever, but she wants to finish the game as fast as possible. Molly finishing one of those closed weights, now waiting on this 7 for the 8-9 edge weight.
They ditched the
yeah.
edge weight though. Yeah, which is fun, which is fair. That's fair.
She's still waiting on Worm to drop that white dragon.
That's waiting on the 4 and 7.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, this isn't going to be the highest value hand ever, perhaps, but it is on a good weight. Cozzy to her, and it does have the Dora, so it's not Pinfu, but it is at least 2 Han, which is a decent chunk of change when you're the dealer. Gets closer to Tenpai, gets closer to Fish, that is to say, and has that dealer repeat. So. Molly, once again, dealt a pretty solid hand. Look at that. Cozzy has a hand that is kind of nowhere at the moment, but some lucky draws could change that very quickly. Worm's hand is looking interesting, for sure. Potentially very fast. It's kind of an awkward number. It kind of has no, actually, this is just kind of a good hand. It could potentially get into Tenpai very quickly. And has at least a little bit of value from the red 5 Fish, with the pair of South Winds for Yakuhai.
Molly ditching the red 5 in favor of the West Wind. That's a bit interesting. Maybe also looking to go for Honitsu. She doesn't need that right now, though.
and draw the 4 circles. That's rough to see. It's always
Yeah.
it's always rough to see that you discarded what would eventually turn into a sideweight block. But you know that's how mahjong is. That's how mahjong is. I think the idea is that she's trying to turn this into a half flush, a honitsu hand. And you know she's actually pretty close to it by this point. Look at that. She has 2 complete. She has the 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5 and 7, 8, 9 in characters. If and when either Worm or Cozzy ditch that green dragon, she could very
That should be in tempo. Waiting on a white, which has not. The other 3 are still missing in action at the moment.
Yeah. Fortunately, I would say for Molly, you know, like the white usually, you know, the danger of that sort of single tile honor weight is, oh, you know, what happens if, you know, people are holding on to them or if they've already all been ditched. But yeah, this is a very dangerous situation for anyone who happens to draw the white dragon.
Yeah.
Or if Cozzy just happens to, you know, if Cozzy happens to draw the white dragon in Ricci. And fish, oh no, fish, dangerous, oh my goodness, pulls in to that big Honitsu hand.
No. Direct hit on first play.
That convincingly puts Molly in first. That's a great value dealer gone for a near 12,000 point swing. Just an ideal outcome.
Wow.
Outcome for Molly.
Unfortunately, we still have at least 2 more rounds to play, and the game could potentially turn around in that time. Molly probably right now wants to direct hit Cozzy and kill him to end the game as fast as possible.
Well, you know, Molly's hand is kind of still cracked. Look at that. So just a little bit hard to read for me in the bamboo tiles, but just lots of good. Well, and look at that. Molly's already in 10 pi. On a good way too for the 1 and 4 of bamboo. Wow, just an amazing turn of fortune.
Yes, the angles. Go angles.
Go angles. Oh, and Cozzy does deal in. Maybe not the biggest hand, but with Uradora, this could knock. Ooh, oh my goodness, 2 Uradora. Cozzy does get exploded. Molly explodes Cozzy with a great value dealer Mangon with the
Yay!
Molly riding a wave of both luck and, you know, a judicious play, I would say, to close out the match with a cool cat. Finish closing with more than double the points that she started with. Just this is just what the angles needed. A little shot in the arm after some suboptimal results early this week.
Congratulations, Molly. Now, I don't know who's putting in the results. It's not me this time.
I'll do it. Yep.
Okay.
I'm just gonna post this here for my benefit. Table scores. Just gotta expand this window. 2, table 4. How about you talk us through this match while I plug in these juicy numbers?
Well, that was a pretty good match for Molly. A pretty bad match for Cozzy. Cozzy making some suboptimal plays, but Molly also just getting very, very lucky. Fish in first for most of that game, but Molly surpassed her at the end. Worm with some questionable plays, but at least 4th avoidance.
Yeah, fourth avoidance, it is important. Like you can you can have all because the UMA hit for getting in fourth is minus, I believe it's minus 15, minus 20,
Mm-hmm. It's
which
15.
is minus 15, yeah, which is worth, I mean, that's equivalent to losing 15,000 points. So you really can't, you really can't afford that. You really can't afford to lose that many points. It's not good for the health.
Oh, and guess what? Cozzy is locked in, which were the second highest team. Now with Molly at positive 46.2, Uma coming out of this match, and Cozzy at negative 43.6, the Heaven Angles have retaken the second place spot from the locked in.
Hey, let's go. You love to see it.
Yay!
It's just like I said, like at this at the mahjong is a funny field. It's very volatile. You can have big swings just in the case of one hanchan, if not in the case of one match. The buckets, looking, they're sitting pretty right now, but I tell you what, if WERM does especially bad this next match and Molly does especially good, then boy howdy, the angles are on top again.
Yeah. I mean, if scores look like this hanchan scores, that could potentially be an 80 point. Yeah, if angles go up 40 and buckets go down 40, that's overtaking.
Mm-hmm.
But we shall have to wait and see. In about, oh, I clicked off of it again. In about 200 seconds. I don't remember how many minutes that is.
That's
3.5
about,
ish.
yeah, about 3 minutes.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. I think what do you say we take a little 3 minute break? Let the people listen to some of the dulcet tones of the Splatoon soundtrack while we get some water and
Sure.
okay. So see you soon for the match.
Hasta luego. Starting. Hello.
It's me. I just got back 3 seconds ago. Okay, it's Mahjong.
This is true. It's Mahjong time. By the way, our audio level's good now. I hope they are. Oh, I'm on the wrong person. Although Cozzy is starting off with a very good hand, pair of green dragons and a pair of his seat wind. 2-4 and so, and a little messy with the rest of it, but potentially very quick hand. Though Fish is our dealer right now, she's also got what's looking like a pretty quick hand. So's a little messy.
It's got lots of tile acceptance, and you can see that at play when she draws the 6 of circles and now has that sideways block going. Let's see, and Molly is the one that we haven't covered. And wow, Molly, look at this hand again. It has developed a little bit. Obviously, you know, players are discarding tiles, as you are wont to do in the game of Mahjong. But lots of very good sort of proto run blocks. The main sort of thing that Molly's looking for right now is head. She's looking for a pair of tiles that she can really rely on to act as her pair. She doesn't have the 2/7 of bamboo, but that's probably going to get locked up as 7/8/9 and 6/7. So we'll have to see.
Cozzy drawing the 3rd green dragon definitely can start opening his hand if he is so inclined. And if he gets the north, that's at least a guaranteed 2 Han, and even if he opens. Oh, Molly now also with a pair of her seat wind.
That's an interesting choice. I might personally have ditched the seat wind, but I can understand why you might.
Oh, and also ditching those 9 so's, which is interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. I'm not exactly sure what. We will never find out what we've been going for, because
ooh, 2 aura
with the 2 aura great value Mongon, a very strong start to this game, hoping to
also stealing Cozzy's Ricci stick.
They just popping it in his mouth, eating it. Molly now the dealer. Once again, very, very strong looking hand, and it's developing quickly. Look at that, gets the 9 of bamboo. Got red dragons, just singleton ones in people's hands. This hand could develop very quickly. Perhaps not for a lot of value, but but look at that, WERM. WERM has a pair of the green dragon, going to be very spooky, but nobody has yet drawn any of the others. Cozzy has a hand that, once again, this hand is pretty good. Maybe not as strong as other people's hands. Kind of singleton honors and then the closed weight and the bamboo, but and
WERM drawing that 3rd green dragon. That is terrifying, and nobody even knows about it.
Sneaky, yeah, exactly. But Fish might ruin WERM's day, because Fish is 1 away. This is going to be one of those hands where everyone looks at their hand and draw and goes, yes, this is it. This is when I'm gonna win. This is when I'm gonna win. Not knowing that everyone else has also gotten kind of insanely.
WERM may be having a bit of trouble figuring out how to finish out this hand, though. Definitely could have cheated that 2 peen, but that would not have been ideal. Now ditching one of the 3 peen in the pair for a closed weight. Oh, but finishing that 1-2-3 run instead. Now probably looking to get a 6 peen and a 4 mon, and maybe ditch that 5 so, but it's not ideal, 2 closed weights.
Wow. Molly, I think that I think I see. Molly is going for another half flush.
Yeah.
They, but she also didn't claim that red dragon off of. So we'll see whether this pans out. You know, one thing that one potential sort of mental thing for newer players is sort of not yet having enough experience to realize how. Ooh, danger.
Ooh.
They, they
Oh, and Cozzy
choose
sidesteps
to
it.
not deal in. Ooh, dodging out of the way of that one.
Oh, fish also in Richu though, and for a better weight.
Mm-hmm.
But almost nobody has any so in their hands.
Mm.
Already
Yeah.
5 of those 8 tiles down on the table.
Look at that,
And
Molly.
the other
Molly,
3 not in anyone's hands at the moment.
Molly is going for those. Molly is going for that.
Cozzy opening, for some reason, looking like a Noyaku Tenpai at the moment. And getting dangerously close to discarding that Formon.
Mm-hmm. Molly potentially playing a little bit risky. I can understand it given that she is the dealer. Turns down pawning that tile. Yeah, this is a unfortunate for fish. Maybe not the greatest weight on Worm's part, but it will pay off nonetheless.
That's at least a Mongon.
That's a Mongon. No assist from Aura, but wow, fish just starting deep in the hole, and Worm, with
catapulting ahead. Ooh, good starting hand again. Potential for Sanshoku. And a Yakuhai pair, which is what he wants, because he wants to keep being the dealer as long as possible. Cozzy's starting with a lot of singleton honors. Let's hope he doesn't go for 13 orphans again. Or maybe he will, and it'll be funny. But no, probably looking to make some so runs instead. Like a normal human being.
Wow. Oh, unfortunate to draw the pair of Wests. To draw the second West Wind after ditching the first one. It's an understandable move given that the West is valueless. Cozzy could go for some kind of flush, but not for the white dragon, not for the green dragon at this point. Just hoping to draw the second red dragon before fish ditches her red dragon, but that will not happen. So Cozzy kind of in no man's land.
Worm potentially doing a half outside. Let's go Chanta.
Let's go Shanta.
Mostly reasonable Chanta.
I would struggle to call any Shanta reasonable, but well, those are just my deep-seated and unalterable preconceived notions speaking.
Well, and if he pulls 8 Mon, and if Cozzy doesn't drop this white dragon, because I'm sure he's more likely to pawn the white dragon if it gets dropped, but if he gets the 8 Mon, that's also pure double sequence, if he doesn't open his hand. But we shall see how the tiles fall. Definitely a couple different ways this hand could go, but all pretty decent.
Looking at Fish's hand, not too much there. Could Cozzy be going for 7 pairs? See, they have. Cozzy has 1, 2, 3, 4 pairs, but one of those is a triplet.
Yeah, those so are a little messy.
Potentially going for half flush. Who can say? Worm does pick up ahead. They pick up the pair of 9 of bamboo. So it's a long shot for the 8 to draw the last remaining 8. Um, but it's possible. It is possible.
Oh, and he
Worm
gets the
declaring
Ricci. Now
Ricci.
waiting. Yeah, now waiting on those 8s.
Waiting on
That
the
will-
last 8.
It will be pure double sequence if he gets it.
And Molly, you know, this 8 of characters in her hand,
Yeah, a little bit floating.
by itself, yeah, like, if Molly tries to go for, you know, all triplets or even, you know, all simples potentially, this could be a rough situation for her, for sure.
Yeah, let's see. How many Han would Worm's hand be? That's Ipeko, which is, I think, 1. Closed Chanta, which is 2. The 1 from White Dragon, and the 2 Dora. That's like, what, a Hanuman? Something crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. That much is for sure.
Oh, but fish on a crazy weight.
Oh no, Molly!
Oh,
Okay.
oh no!
That's rough. Too bad. Yeah. Yeah, Molly was in danger.
Oh yeah, and the Ricci.
That's a Hanuman, a dealer Hanuman.
Dealer Hanuman.
Just
all the way into
pummel
4th.
her into the ground, deep. Well, I say deep 4th, deep compared to the dealer. That much is for sure. But deep 4th. But you know, Molly. All Molly needs to do is win a tiny baby little hit, and Molly is at least 4th avoidance, but very rough. Very rough. You know. One thing for people. One thing that I sort of consider when I'm especially as it gets to the end of a hand, is, you know, how much value do I see on the table? You know, how many red 5s? How many Dora tiles? What is the Dora tile, right? Is it a number? Is it like a middle number tile? Is it some random seat? Is it some random valueless win? Like, these are all things that I consider. And, you know, of course, which tile am I going to have to discard to declare Ricci? These are all things that sort of, that, you know, I consider when declaring Ricci, but just didn't work out for Molly.
Worm potentially going for Chanta again, had the 6, 7, 9 of Mon and ditched the 6.
Molly, let's look at Molly's hand. You know, she has the 2, 3, 3, 4 of characters, a completed run, and another completed run in Mon. Pair of Dora. You know, she needed a big hand to get back in it, and this could be it. This could be what she is looking for, and
potentially
that bulging shape develops into a potential pure double sequence. So look at that. Some interesting developments for her.
Also, yeah, I think she's Ishanten.
For sure. Yeah, I agree with this move. Sort of ditching that terminal tile for a tile that she knows is safe. The red dragon. Nobody can possibly win off of that unless they were going for 13 orphans. And since nobody's going for 13 orphans, yeah, okay, that's a decent tile efficiency move. Ditching the red dragon for the 4. Let's see. Cozzy is getting pretty close to a hand that could also be scary, but could also just have a really bad weight with the edge weight on 1-2. If Cozzy drew the third 3 circles, then they would be in 10 pi pure double sequence. But let's see, we're still going for, I think, you know, fully outside hand. Open.
Yeah, Junchan at this point.
But Fish will beat everyone to the 10 pi race. Not a big hand, but it will get Worm out of that dealer's seat.
Cozzy liable to deal in with this 8-mon. Fish take the con? Yeah!
For the people. Oh,
Molly. Ooh,
Molly does not
good
deal in.
feeling.
Oh, thank goodness.
Goodness.
Yeah. This is actually a really good. Oh my goodness. With the Condora. Oh my goodness. And they deal into fish. Fish. Cozzy deals into fish with.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that Khan became Dora. Everybody's favorite move.
Amazing. Well, if if you're fish, you don't turn that down because fish, now in second after
Third avoidance.
third avoidance. Molly, on the other hand, probably not what you want to see if you're Molly.
No. A worm starting with a pair of both the seat and roundwind. So it's a pretty good start, and Cozzy has the third of both of those. Molly taking that pawn of the seat wind. I'm not looking at a huge hand.
No, and the door tile, right? The door tile is the one of characters, which is not something that her hand can easily accept. It would be downgrading her weight from a closed weight to the edge weight. But this hand could flip still. It has a. Would it be the biggest hand in the world? No, it would be a winning hand. And given that Cozzy is not that far away from her, and also is the dealer, so you don't want Cozzy to win. I think it would be. I could see her pushing for Tenpai, pushing for Tenpai in spite of that.
Both Cozzy and Molly holding the east that Worm wants, and Worm holding the third green dragon that Cozzy wants. And there it goes. He's probably going to drop the east here, so we'll see back-to-back pawns. Is he? No.
They
Interesting.
will not. I suppose I understand. In the end, the east wind is kind of
wants to get more Yakus. Oh yeah, and that's double Han for him if he gets it. Unfortunately, not happening.
You do gain an instinct for this kind of thing over time, and sort of realize that if you don't see any east winds after a while, it probably just means that other people have them.
Holding on to the east wind instead of going into Tenpai. Interesting.
Well, it's
holding off on Tenpai to try and increase value, but unfortunately we know it's futile.
You can't pick your weights, and you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your weights. And Cozzy trying to pick their weight, which I just said you can't do. That's one of those things that you can't do.
Oh, and Worm now in Tenpai on Champon, so it's fishy. But now those easts in Molly and Cozzy's hands are very dangerous, and it still looks pretty early in the game, so they could potentially think it's safer than it actually is.
I think. Fish. Fish might deal in here. Almost certainly will. Yeah, that's a deal in. Well, that's Mahjong.
It's just one Han this time, at least.
One Han, but it does bring fish back within a, it does bring Cozzy back within striking distance of fish.
This game is looking to go on a while unless somebody gets exploded again. Wait, did somebody even get exploded last time? I don't remember.
Yeah, it was Cozzy that got exploded.
Oh, right, yes. Fish has an interesting starting hand. Definitely a lot of potential, but just, kind of some hard decisions to make. Wants that for Dora, but it's on a closed weight at the moment.
Not
Cozzy.
I think the other person here who has an interesting hand is Molly, who has that who does have the Dora and on a closed weight, and now has, oh wow, that's a good draw. Gets now has two completed runs, a 7-8 pro run, and the 3-4 proto run. Like I said, this could potentially be a big hand for Molly if it develops.
Yeah, still waiting on a
Molly-
head at the moment.
Still waiting on that head. But if Molly draws the head, then wow, this hand could develop very quickly. Oh, and she does draw the head. Wow. Oh, but she ditches it. Why? Oh.
Probably doesn't want to destroy that 1-2, but it's not the best proto runs because it's an edge weight.
Yeah, and she gets, okay. So this is still fine. This is a semi side weight. The 3-4-5-5 can accept 6 tiles instead of the usual side weights 8. No, it's not wonderful, but it is something. She could go for all symbols here, and all the 5 characters will not do so though.
Fish looks to be going for Cheetoy. Maybe. Well, okay, she's only got 4 pairs at the moment. But unfortunately, drawing that 5 mon after already ditching the 4 mon.
Wow. Molly's hand is looking interesting. Kind of hard for me to read, to be honest.
3,
1,
4,
2,
5, 4,
3.
5, 6, 6, 7, 8. That's 3 complete runs in the peen. Not sure if she can somehow transmogrify that into having a head.
Yeah, she'd be waiting to. Does not get the chance to declare Ricci just yet.
Oh, well, now it could be 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, pure double sequence. 6, 6 is the head, and if she gets a 9, or another 6, that'll be 7, 8, 9, and
oh, okay, yeah. She can.
it.
She's okay, yeah, good weight. Although it is near the Dora, and 3 of those. Listen, I could see WERM ditching one of those 2s.
Yeah.
And other people's hands really can't accept. They really can't absorb those a 2 or a 5. That is to say, Cozzy and Fish's hands.
Yeah, Cozzy with exactly no mon right now.
Could potentially be big. Potentially. Oh, and she draws into. That's a
yes.
Molly. Wow.
Not quite an Ipatsu.
Okay. This is going to be a big hand.
A good hand.
Which is just what she needs. Wow, look at that. It's a Mongon.
No Aura.
Unfortunately, no Aura to help that into a Hanemon, but look at that. She is
all
now
the way up into
second. And has the dealership. So, lucky.
Yeah. Starts with a pair of South. That's the round wind. So it could be a very fast hand, although the rest of the hand not looking super great. Has a lot of closed weights. 1 Dora, but it's all off and floating by itself. Oh, and ditching the South right before somebody would have dropped it.
Well, I remember as Molly's teammate hearing that he's a little bit she doesn't sort of she doesn't have the sort of round win rules sort of internal, and she does play very quickly, which I respect. It's Mahjong is a game that is played with the gut, and Molly's been very deliberate about cultivating that.
Cozzy potentially also forgetting it's not East round anymore, open conning those East wins, now in pretty solid no Yaku Tenpai.
Look at Worm's hand, incidentally. Worm's hand has been burning a hole in my head. Because, look at that, potentially
potentially another giant hand with the pure double sequence in the peen.
Another big giant hand, and the 8, although they would be waiting to draw the last remaining 8, but this is no. There are no more remaining 8s. Yeah, they cannot possibly draw the last remaining 8 themselves, they will have to. They will have to.
Wait on it.
All 4 of them are on the table, so they're going to have to wait on it. Get into Tenpai some other way. Potentially a big sticking point for Worm, which is unfortunate for Worm, but potentially fortunate for everyone else, since Worm will be reticent to fold when his hand is that big.
Cozzy and no Yaku Tenpai, unfortunately. Fish not actually dealing in.
Not you do hate to see that a little bit.
Yeah, he's been mostly avoiding that this time, but
and there goes one of those 8s. There goes one of those 8s for Worm. That's.
Huh? Wait, what? What?
Mixed triple sequence. Oh my god.
Wow! Surprise Yaku Tenpai gets into second.
Yaku Tenpai.
He knew better than we did.
The people prevail, Sent. The people prevail. Well, Cozzy gonna be very happy to not deal into that big hand from Worm, although, sort of retrospectively happy. They won't, Cozzy won't know.
Well, Worm looking to end this game as soon as possible. Gets a pretty good starting hand. Not the fastest thing in the world. We'll have to see. Well, now there's the white pair, so definitely could go a lot faster from here. Would like to keep around that 2 Dora, but it's floating, so probably gonna get rid of it.
Yeah, I imagine
at some point.
Although Worm, I don't know. Maybe Worm might go for. No, Worm's not gonna go for half outside. This is probably just gonna be like a mop up hand for Worm. I had to guess. Does not go for the sort of side weight shape on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of characters, which is that's might be a little bit of an opportunity there, but Worm so far has gotten very lucky, and so if that luck continues, could still be a good outcome for Worm.
Yeah, we shall see. Cozzy holding on to a pair of the green dragons, waiting for that to get dropped. Probably also wants this game to end as fast as possible so that he can keep his second spot. It still wouldn't be great. It would still be negative Uma at this point if he doesn't get that many more points. Not looking great for anybody in this game other than Worm. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought Worm might do if he got acceptance for the Dora, is ditch that side weight block.
Yeah, the 8-9.
I mean, the edge weight block, that's what I mean.
The Molly,
Fish getting pretty close.
Fish getting close, yeah.
All these people in second, third, and fourth
you have to do it. You have to do it for the people. Yes, the people. Let's go.
Close con. Fish, Molly, and Cozzy all wrestling for second, and to
Molly
not be last.
Molly now drawing into the now Dora Eastwind. Where is the red dragon? That's the question for Molly. It's a question. Molly playing aggressive now. She has that pair of Eastwind. Very, very reasonable, I think. Although ditches the sort of side weight block in the 7-8, potentially slowing down her hand slightly.
Well, she needed to get rid of one block.
Yeah, that's true, I suppose.
The 4 could be the head, or the 6s could be the head if she gets a third 4.
Oh, but now potentially a risky situation for Molly with that 7 becoming a deal in time with Cozzy's Tenpai.
Oh yes.
The question here is that where are the red dragons? You know, it's pretty strange for nobody to have drawn any of them at this point.
Yeah, we're getting pretty close to the end here.
If someone drops the red dragon, then you know Molly, I think, has the good sense to ditch the 6, 7. Although you know all of the 8s have been claimed, so it would basically be an edge weight.
Now, what I wanted to see from Worm just now was to pawn that 7 peen and then go into Tempai waiting on the 1-3 peen, but that would require dropping the East Wind, which is Dora, which is also Dora, and which is also Seat Wind for him, so probably not greedy enough to think that he's going to actually get a triplet of it, but potentially thinking it's dangerous to drop right now.
Fish deals in.
Oh.
Rough. Fish, you know, after taking an early lead last game, having that lead ripped away by Molly, now been fourth and just struggling to stay alive in South 4. Potentially the last hand of this Hantan.
Although it is interesting, Cozzy. If you're Cozzy, you want to win this hand so that you can maybe start trying to get to positive Uma, but also, the more rounds, the more repeats you do, the more you run the risk of somebody else taking over your second place and then ending the game.
I have to let's just give Cozzy's hand a little bit of attention though, because wow, this hand is kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pairs with the Dora 6 of circles,
and the red 5.
And the red 5 could potentially accept the red 5. Will not go for Toy Toy. Good decision. Molly's hand along pretty quickly, but you know the hand to beat here definitely Cozzy, both in terms of value and speed.
And he's dealer.
And he's the dealer.
Not quite getting into Tempai for Chitoy yet. We shall see if he successfully draws the 5-mon, 6-mon, or 4-peen. And none of those would be super great tiles to be waiting on for your last pair.
But you know, even if everyone...
I don't know if he knows that.
Even if everyone does ditch, you know, even if everyone ditches, Exhausted Raw would not be as big of a win. Oh my goodness, and there's
Yuzurichi.
Yeah, that's...
Waiting on the 6 instead of the 5. Probably thinks it's a little bit more likely to happen.
Well, it is considerably more likely because 2 of the 5s had already been discarded. But
oh yes, that's true.
Fish is holding on to 2 of them, and is in danger of discarding 1 if they do Tenpai. That would be a big break for Cozzy. But Fish is experienced enough, I believe, to know about defense. So, but also, you know, in Deep Last, Fish, she really cannot afford to play meekly at this point. She has to play boldly, and that could play right into Cozzy's hand.
Oh, Molly on a Tonki, but unfortunately, 2 of those are already in Cozzy's hand. Worm's 8 could potentially end up yeah, there it goes.
Molly.
No.
Probably not a huge hand though.
It's not enough to move her up into. No, it is enough.
Oh, it does.
That's enough to bring her up into second place. That's a very shrewd move for Molly.
Still negative Uma though.
Look at that swing. Look at that swing from second place to fourth place. That's a 20 Uma swing. Molly salvaging Molly avoiding that painful 30 Uma hit from fourth. I will plug in these scores into the God sheet, the God spreadsheet. We own our lives, and we'll briefly chat about this match.
Thank you, spreadsheet gods. Yeah,
Thank you.
unfortunately, this second Hanchan, very good for the limbo buckets. They pretty much regained their previous lead and then some.
Well, this is it turned out to be if you look at the ultimate combined UMA, this match turned out to be almost exactly as good for the buckets as it is for the angles.
Oh yeah.
About positive 40 UMA for both parties. And you have to feel a little bit bad for Dins. That's a
Yeah.
minus.
All the way down for a
That's an
second.
almost 60 UMA swing in the wrong direction for them. And fish for the underworld umbrellas. It's gonna be they've been working so hard to make it out of the underworld. It's gonna have to work a little. Gonna hope for their sake that they get some better luck next time, because fish just kind of unfortunate luck for fish this time.
We now have 5 teams in positive UMA, which is interesting. No longer half and half.
This is kind of a Chicago White Sox situation where everyone looks better at the Eggs' expense. Almost in the whole, almost exactly as much as the are sort of in the whole, almost exactly as much as the buckets are above ground level. 170 UMA both ways. But if people might have looked at last week's ranking once again and said, oh well, it's already over, the angles, run away with it. But luck, but Mahjong is a fickle mistress. That much is for sure.
We still have, and the week is only about half over, and we still have 3 weeks after now.
We will. When's our next stream? When's our next stream, Kid?
Oh geez, I don't know.
I believe our next stream will be Saturday.
Oh yes, Saturday
at 3 in the afternoon. Hosted unless things change in the meantime, by Jinx and Pax. Both very good players, very good commentators in their own right. So look forward to it. Lots of Mahjong yet to play. Tune in next time for Takoyaku Together, presented by the Slam & Cup.
Hooray! We have been Kit and Emma. Meow.
Yeah. The cat girl. The cat girl
contingency. The cat girl commentator contingency.
Cat girl commentator contingency. The 3C. Coming at you live. Have a wonderful evening, everybody.
Sorry, I was trying to think of a pun, but the best I could think of was good night, and it's not that good.
No, that's
I'll leave you with that.
Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Huh?
Yeah.